after we're done. But yeah, man, it's you've come on a sacred day. You know, when we booked this, I didn't realize it was the day we lost Frank, right? 27 years ago. Right? So,
yeah, your show.
Yeah, all right, you're going in the waiting room. Let's get it on.
Hey, welcome everybody to Dooner's World. It's a very special episode, December 4th. It's a date we lost Frank Zappa, right? 1993, Frank left this astral plane, affected millions in his path. So today we're here to celebrate him. As usual, I celebrate him every day, but today's a little extra special. So I got an awesome illustrator on. My guest today, Ramon Muniz. He's in the waiting room now. He works for Dweezil. He's painted for Dweezil. Zappa plays Zappa tours. He's got some great stories to tell us. So we're here to celebrate Frank Zappa today, like I always do. But thanks to Lori Fairbanks, my guest the other day. She was awesome from Hunt Punch. Look out for her. Good things coming. Rachel Silvestrini, she was a lot of fun as well. Thanks for coming on. Next week, Mike Kadeel is coming on from Frank's band. He was on the 88 tour, very prominent in the documentary if you haven't seen it yet, which I highly recommend. Going to do a show on the U.S. festivals, right? There was two weekends in 82 and 83 out in California. U.S. festivals, Pat Benatar played, Van Halen played. My buddy Ralph Hewitt was there, photographed both of them. He's going to come on. And also Roger Capps is coming on, bass player from Pat Benatar. I just talked to him earlier. He's going to come on, talk about those weekends. And they're really amazing, amazing weekends. A lot of great bands. So we'll focus on a couple of them, show some of Ralph's pictures, hear some of the stories. Roger Capps was on stage, right? He played in front of, 200,000 people? So that's going to be a lot of fun. Andy Kahn from the Turtles is coming on next week. Can't wait to talk to him about Flo and Eddie and the 200 Motel days, his band with Jimmy Carl Black, Geronimo Black. It's going to be a lot of fun. And I've got Howard Bloom coming on as well, publicist for Bob Marley, author. Timothy Leary wrote the foreword for his latest book, which is mind-blowing. So a lot of cool stuff going on. We're here to celebrate Frank. Let's get Ramon in here so we can get it on. And yeah, I know Ramon is definitely ready to talk about Frank. Ramon, my brother, how you doing, man?
Hello, Michael.
Hey, welcome to Dooner's World.
Thank you very much.
Yeah, man.
I don't deserve.
Oh, you don't deserve, dude. With all of that Zappa in the back, are you kidding me? We're here to celebrate the man. It's an auspicious day that we're here, right? It's funny. I didn't think about it when I threw the date out, right, for you to come on today. But as the week kind of went on, I was like, whoa, this is a heavy date, right? So I was a freshman in college, right? That December when Frank passed affected me deeply. But it's always been a celebration day for me, right? It's always been, I mean, people, whenever I think of how Zappa would react, I think of Tom Hanks in the baseball movie. There's no crying in baseball, right? Zappa would be like, there's no crying in Zappa. Like, yeah, pick it fucking up, listen to Hot Rats, put it up, play it loud, I'm gone. Pick up your guitar, keep it going. Right. So I've always celebrated him on this day. And all day today, I've been celebrating Frank, man. I had to run some errands, right? I had to drive my car for about 2 hours. I listened to Shake Your Booty, start to finish. I listened to Apostrophe, start to finish. And then I listened to Just Another Band from LA, start to finish. That's how I celebrated Frank today.
What was the last one?
Just Another Band from LA.
Oh, yeah.
Billy the Mountain, right? That's my favorite. That's my favorite.
Man, this is a special date, First of all, thank you again. I don't deserve it, I am not that famous. I'm just a guy, just an illustrator, and could be anyone. There's a lot of illustrators. They are better than me,
You're kidding me. You're kidding me. There's not many that could do all that art behind you, my brother. Don't sell yourself short.
Okay. What's the secret word for tonight?
Oh, what's the secret word? Dweezil. Oh.
Dweezil.
Frank's big toe.
Have another one. I'll tell you in the final part at the end.
All right. So Ramon, let's go back with you. You're in Sao Paulo. You're in Sao Paulo.
Yeah, I'm in Sao Paulo, and I'm a professional illustrator. I do a lot of things. I paint walls. I do storyboarding for movies. I paint acrylic on canvas. I do digital stuff. I do animation. Uh, do a lot of other things, you know.
So you've been doing this since like high school? Like, have you been illustrating and writing since you were young?
Since I was a kid, I
Yeah.
was always involved with the subject, you know.
Mm.
I'm from 74, 1974, you know.
Mm-hmm.
And my childhood was comics. You buy comics, but the people who buy comics here in Brazil, they have a delay of, I think, 5 or 4 years, you know. So it was 1984. I was reading a comic book from 76.
Mm.
You know, always had a delay, you know. So always involved. At 14, I bought a mail course of drawing, how to draw for advertising, you know. And that was my gift. What do you want for Christmas? I want that.
Yeah.
So 14, I was very, very oriented from what I will become to be, you know.
Right.
I was in the path, you know.
And what did music play in that part? So when you were illustrating at that point, 14, 15, was music a part of your life, or was it not even?
It was beginning. It was 87. So we just a radio. There was no music in the house, you know.
Mm.
There was no radio. There was no LP. There was nothing, you know.
Sounds horrible.
I found a radio in the closet.
Yeah.
Put some batteries and start to listen every day before I sleep. You know, the music. Listen to U2, Lionel Richie,
sure.
Miscellaneous. I think they.
Men at Work. Jay Giles Band, maybe.
Some Men at Work. Classical music in the radio.
Yeah.
Just in the radio.
Billy Joel was probably on the radio, right?
Yeah, I was 10 when I first heard Zappa. It was
How old are you?
bootleg. I was 10 years old. I heard a bootleg called Swiss cheese, something like Round Fire.
Oh, that's the one. That's the anniversary. Today's the anniversary of that.
Yeah.
Today's the anniversary of when that happened. The Smoke on the Water show. When the flare gun, when the guy shot up the flare gun. Today's the anniversary of that.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Thanks a lot.
It's not bootleg. It's not bootleg. It's not bootleg that plays the actual event. Like they played the whole fire alarm of everybody leaving and that building burned up. That's funny. I just read that today.
That's cool. Good information. So I listened to that, but it didn't catch me. Something.
The quality's not great. The quality's not that great on that one, if I remember correctly.
Looks like he's playing wrong. You know?
Yeah.
So some years passed, 5, 6 years. We went to teenager. Trying to discover every possible new music, every possible old music, because I don't know, we listen to old stuff here. People of my age, people younger than me, we used to. I don't see it in other parts of the world. Maybe Europe, I don't know.
Well, I do. You mean the retro old stuff? Yeah, man. Yeah, man. That's.
I don't know. How's about New York? The young people listen to old stuff?
Young people, I don't know. I know I do, but I'm an old person now, so I don't qualify.
Yeah.
I've been following this book. This is R. Crumb. You know R. Crumb, great illustrator, right? His book on the blues artists of and jazz. You just go through here. This is music. This is what started America. Like, so this is like literally my study now. I go through here, I look them up. I'm absorbing the roots of this is where everything came from.
Yeah, good one.
So yeah,
Good
I get
time.
the roots. The kids don't. The kids don't get it as much, but that's why we got to teach them, man.
Yeah. So you used to explore Deep Purple, Black Sabbath, and someday, some beautiful day, someone brings some of my friends brings from the city where he was staying, partying, and um, how do you say tape, magnetic tape?
Cassette tape? A cassette?
Yeah, cassette, with the entire Overnight Sensation. But in the middle of Dynamo Home, someone just bumped into the CD record. It was like a scratch in the middle.
Oh no!
That you cannot reproduce anymore. Yeah. So we went crazy. We thought, how can we do this kind of thing? I remember there was a good radio called Estação Primeira, where the city was born.
Mm-hmm.
They used to play Zappas. They used to play Denoras. They used to play Overnight Sensation, and we listened to that, but didn't recognize it. Didn't have any interest, But okay, this song, la 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 la, okay, that kind of stuff. But when we heard Overnight Sensation, we went berserk for any crumb of Zappa that we could achieve, So I remember I sent a mail order to when Dweezil and Ahmet formed the band.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I received a cassette and 2 CDs with all stuff, a VHS, no, a VCR tape.
Yeah, VHS. You're right.
Promo,
VHS. Yeah.
With the promo, and it was great, man. So I always I couldn't let it go, So I went to a store and buy like 20 CDs used CDs from Zappa, because it was. I asked the salesman, what is this? You use a CD from a guy that entered a new religion, and everything else was from the devil. So he sold to us, and we are doing a lot cheaper than the original. So we went to all kinds of stuff, the guitar, CD.
So Overnight Sensation was the first one that grabbed you. So I find that there's 3 albums.
Zutalur's the second.
Pardon?
Zutalur's the second.
So I found that 3 albums that seem to grab people in the most are either Freak Out, right? People that were in it in the original and just got pulled in. Overnight Sensation and Apostrophe. Like, cause it was me. Apostrophe is what got me. Like Yellow Snow and Saint Alfonso's Pancake. That's what drew me in. I found that those seem to be the most common portals in to Zappa. Freak Out, Overnight Sensation, like you, and Apostrophe. And Zuda Wars is another one. It's got some. It's some palatable, because Zappa's hard to get into, right? It's hard to find that inlet. But I'm curious. So Overnight Sensation, Zuda Wars, then what? What was the next one that got you?
Zutalur's is easier to show to a non-Zappa fan. Yeah. You put Zutalur's, okay? So, I was talking about, the music.
Thanks, Zappa, bitch.
So I had a lot of CDs and tapes, and every month someone comes with something new from Zappa. And I continued to draw. I went to a course, a superior course of fine arts. And
so when did Zappa start infiltrating your drawing?
When
did Zappa start? When did you start drawing? And when were you like, oh my God, he's so fucking cool, I gotta draw this motherfucker? Was it early or did it take a while?
No, I used to draw from the cover of the CD or the LP we are listening, and some stuff from the internet. And I used to have a lot of VCR tapes, Uncle Meat, 200 models. So
Motels is my favorite. That's my favorite. The Flo and Eddie period is my favorite Zappa.
yeah.
Billy the Mountain's my favorite song, and the Flo and Eddie period is my favorite.
I like it, but
And most people don't.
I
know most people don't. I'm in the minority, but
it's a very atypical that Flo and Eddie.
I fell in love with it when I was 14 and 15 years old. I was getting high in high school watching this, and it was the funniest shit ever, you know? And I almost felt guilty because I loved it so much. And it's a time and place thing, right? If it came out now, it's not politically correct and whatnot, but there was something so real about it. And there was something so ballsy about Frank getting the two best singers in the world and being like, you're coming with me. And they're like, yep, we are. And in 200 Motels, he says, oh, I want the drummer from the Beatles to play me. Okay, it happens. And then he wants the drummer from The Who to play a nun on Quaaludes, and it happens. Like, there's just something, the unmitigated audacity that Frank Zappa had to do 5 years into his career, 6 years, to pull 200 Motels together is unbelievable. And people don't give him props for that. I still want to ask Ringo Starr about that. Nobody asks him about that. He does interviews. He's a wonderful guy. Ringo's the best, but nobody asks him about the fact that he played Frank Zappa. Oh, I want to ask him about
Larry the Dwarf.
Yes, Larry the Dwarf. Oh, the best. So yeah, I get it. It's a little, yeah.
That's the second thing about the Zappa music, the Zappa's universe, the sex. Because when you're a teenager, what do you want? You want to get laid. You want to have a girlfriend.
Of course.
You're curious about sex. And he was talking with freedom that I don't think I listened to someone talking like that about sex, about stuff. Now, Dynamo Hall.
Well, and also he wasn't the stereotypical good-looking guy, right? So for the small person in high school, like the metalhead, the person that's not popular, you know, to hear this guy up there singing about sex and things that, you know, maybe you don't know what to do with those emotions when you're a kid, you know. So that's why he also led a lot of
He looked like a vampire. He looked like a thing from another planet.
Yes.
With that nose. With the culture. You know, he listened to things outside the USA.
Mm-hmm.
European things too. Arabian music.
Yeah.
So I was very interested in that that collage, that mix of rock and you know, and the sex and the lyrics, Dynamo Hall, the Dirty Love. We get excited. We celebrated a good time in my years of teenager, you know, and I was continuing to draw. So I do comics also. I used to draw comics of Zappa, the school of Frank Zappa, the search from the school of Frank Zappa. I don't have stuff to show you now. Maybe I find it. And so I began to work as an illustrator, and someday I was working at an advertising agency, you know, and I sent to Dweezil a couple, I think 5 drawings of Frank, and I
had you seen Dweezil perform at this point or not? When you sent him the drawings, had you seen Dweezil perform or not?
No.
Okay.
Yeah, I watched it from YouTube things.
Gotcha. Okay.
Now we're gonna wait.
Yeah, I know. We're all waiting. I know. Okay, so keep going. Sorry, keep going. So you sent him 4 or 5 drawings.
I messaged him. Hello, I'm a Frank Zappa fan. I'm your fan because I love Z stuff. Mm-hmm. Z band stuff with Mike Neely, with Brian Beller, you know. I think Scott Tunison also. I'm a fan, and I draw your father. And sent to him, but without any intention, any
Who's your
kind of,
daddy? Who's your daddy, Dweezil?
or I went to lunch. I left the computer, went to lunch. 2 hours later, I was back in the computer and saw the message from Facebook. And he answered. I thought, these famous people must have a robot.
Right.
That
Right. Autoresponder.
answer.
Sure.
Thank
Yeah.
you.
Yeah.
Thank you for
Yeah.
message,
Yeah.
Dweezil.
Yeah.
No, it was him talking to me and saying, "Oh, this is great stuff. Do you think I can interest you in doing something together with me?" So I was not more
Oh.
human. I was not human anymore. I was a rocket. So and yeah,
That's so cool.
and
Right?
and I have to breathe. So I went back to Earth, and messaged him. Thank you.
Deep breath.
Of course, anytime. So I did a poster for him, ad tour poster, this one here.
Oh, we can't see it. Can't see it. Oh, can I see? Oh no, there we go. Yeah, now I can. Oh, well,
The
yeah.
first poster.
Oh, it's amazing.
I
That's
go to my
amazing.
site and I
Amazing.
saw that, So I did another one when there was I think it snowed one night, and he loses a concert. So he had to do an extra concert with extra music. So we did another one for him. And then I think we got that problem. Ahmed.
Right. Yeah. Complications. Legal complications.
Ahmed and Diva versus Dweezil and Moon.
Yeah.
So I obviously took a side. I was younger. But today I took a side, of course, the same side, And we did some stuff that annoyed some people. It was great.
Sometimes you got to piss some people off. Sometimes you got to piss some people off. You're a Ramones fan. Come on.
We did also a pledges poster for Dweezil's campaign.
Oh, cool.
And I asked him, how about animation? I am enthusiast animator. I am a self-taught animator, and I did the animation. He loved it. Everybody loved it, except two persons in the planet. But
Ahmed and Diva. No,
it was fun, and I think I don't know how this stuff is today. Maybe I'm talking gibberish here. I don't know.
Well, we all got to be one.
It was fun to do.
One in the love of Frank. Eventually, we all got to be one in the love of Frank. That's my view. I love Dweezil, Ahmed, Diva. I love them all. I love Gail. She pissed a lot of people off.
People say a lot of Gail, but I think she was a shield for Frank.
Yeah.
But who am I to talk this?
Yeah.
So
what are you gonna do?
Hey, I'm just a fan, a real fan.
Your art is so awesome. Are any of those posters available? Can people buy those posters or no? Do you sell any of that art or no?
People can ask me for doing one for them. I don't know. I don't know if I sold this one.
They're all so good. The Jimi Hendrix. This Hendrix is phenomenal. Oh my God, that's so good.
You like Hendrix?
Oh, love Hendrix. I love Jimmy. He's the second best guitar player. Frank's the best ever. Jimmy's the second. Hard second. Nobody comes close. In my book.
Hard to read.
That's how I feel. Huh? Come at me. Who's your second? Is Frank your favorite guitar player?
So, but you gotta understand, because I was the Brazilian boy that listened to things that came from pop music. I used to listen to Erasure.
You sure? I listen to Erasure. Yeah.
You too. I like you too.
I love you too. I've seen you too. I saw them at Yankee Stadium. They're an amazing band.
But when I heard Living Color, I thought, I heard this before. I thought it was Zappa. I like this kind of stuff, living color, pop things.
Mm.
So I went after my teenager period. I began to study the artists. For example, Neil Young. Neil Young I didn't study, but Beatles, etc. Listen to everything of that kind of art, you know, because I was doing it with Zappa for years, you know. What's that movie? Miami Vice. He was in Miami Vice.
He was. I know. Weasel dust. He was selling weasel dust.
Man, so I lost myself here. We're talking about the posters. Okay, he hired me, and every year I did some shirts for him, more animation from the Hot Hats tour.
Sweet.
Yeah.
Yeah. Great tour. Great tour.
That's my life. I'm just a fan. I don't know, because of my love for Frank, because I love the guy, you know, with every little possible, how do you say, bad thing, I don't know, forgot to say. He smoked, so this is bad for me, you know.
It's a pure love. It's hard to describe. I feel the same way. You know, there's something about it, because a lot of people judge him as abrasive or a negative connotation about him, but it's not all bad. And I want to share one story with you just to prove that. My good friend Mike Acavoni, I did a show on this, and I've talked about it before. He went to high school in 1992, same year as we're graduating, about to graduate high school, and he wasn't going to graduate. His teacher came to him in 92 in September and said, "You're not going to graduate if you don't kick ass on this project. You got to pick a topic and you got to kick ass, or you're not going to graduate high school." And he's like, "Shoot, what do I do?" Right? So he looks at the topics, and PMRC and music censorship is one of them. He's like, "Oh, I'll take that." So he takes the topic, right? Ramon, this story.
What was the year?
1992. This is the year before Frank died.
Yeah.
Right. So 92, he has this topic. He gets a topic from his teacher, and he doesn't know what to do with it. So he goes to the local record store in Danbury, Connecticut, and he asks Malcolm Tent, the owner of the record store. He goes, "Look, I'm not going to graduate high school. What do I do? I have this topic." And Malcolm goes, "This is what you do. You write 2 letters, one to Jello Biafra at Alternative Tentacle Records from the Dead Kennedys, and you write one to Frank Zappa from Barking Pumpkin." And Mike knew the Dead Kennedys, but he didn't know who Frank Zappa was. He's like, "Okay, Malcolm says to do this." Malcolm was our Yoda. You know, we were kids. He was the counterculture Yoda. You do what he says. So he did it. And Zappa replied. Not only did he replied with 80 to 100 documents printed out, everything his whole testimony in front of Congress from 85. And he typed out a letter to Mike. And it was like, "Here's everything you need." He's like, "You go get them. You do this." And the last paragraph was a call to action. He's like, "You have everything you need. You do not bend over to Big Brother." And he like capitalized things and typed it, and he signed it and he sent it to him. And my friend Mike graduated. He kicked ass on that project, graduated, and now he teaches charter kids and charter schools in Washington, D.C. He's teaching poor kids now. Right?
Yeah.
Because Frank Zappa helped him graduate high school when he was dying of cancer.
Wow, man.
Right? So
very touching.
That's what I'm saying. There's such depth to Frank Zappa. So when you try to express your love and there's hard to put words to it, I get it. Like it's hard. It's hard to tell people.
For example, the father, because I didn't have a father.
Yeah,
I didn't have a father. I look to this guy. He don't do drugs. He work a lot and do fantastic music.
Yeah,
I wanna be something like this, you know. But I wanna draw, but I wanna be this example of man, you know. The good example, you know, what you can see from the perspective of a fan. But he was a father figure, you know. What does Zappa do in this situation? That he was kind of a, I don't know, an advisor.
It's funny because I feel the same
Master.
way. I feel the same way, and I had Dale Bozio on the show a month or so ago, right? So she played Mary from Joe's Garage,
Yeah,
right? So
yeah.
she had she obviously was Terry's wife, right? So she was in the Zappa orbit for years, and she just said anything Frank said, she did. She just did it. She just knew, and it was a father figure thing. It was just like, and there was no sex. Like she didn't have sex with him. She literally said that on my show. I never had sex with him. He never asked. But there was just this thing, and whatever he said, you do. She did. She wanted to record the Missing Persons album. Nobody would buy it. Frank said, "You go over to the producer, climb over his fence, break in, and tell him you're going to do it in my studio." And she's like, "Okay." And she did it. She went over, climbed over, and the producer was like, "What?" He's like, "Okay." And he came over and produced the Missing Persons EP. Like that's the kind. And the funny. Have you seen the
Turn into a
documentary?
monster.
Have you seen the documentary?
Yeah, I saw.
So what comes through that's real is the hard part as a father, right? Because it was tough for those kids. Like he was not the best father. There's no way I would. There's the one thing I would say was like his work ethic just overtook the ability for him to. I think
I
give.
I
I think
I don't feel able to judge it anything of inside family. And I don't
But
even
through the
know.
documentary, I felt like they came out like they were just like there was something like it's
The
all
everyday, but the everyday life of a person is totally different from what you heard or what you
true.
see or
True.
what one says,
True.
what two says.
Oh yeah.
You know,
Well, no, I
think
mean the positive impacts are phenomenal. Look at Dweezil's career, right? Ahmet's career. I mean, he's a fantastic entertainer, right? The hologram tour was ridiculous. I saw it twice. It was so fucking good. And the tour they were going to do with King Crimson was going to be so good. And Diva, have you seen Diva? She's sharing Frank's record collection. She has Frank's record collection, and she's like she shares them and posts Instagrams of like the signed Steve Vai's first album signed to Frank. Like she shows it, and so it's so cool to see the kids all celebrating his legacy and enjoying it, which is great. It's
that's great. That's great. I think the set of things that happen in a life, they may happen. And sometimes it's not beautiful. Sometimes it's ugly. Most of the times it's ugly. But we live in a world that Instagram, Facebook tells you that your neighbor is happier, you know?
Yeah. True.
So, but Zappa had a major influence in my growing, as a man. Man, the guy was a monk, man. The guy was a mission man, an action man.
He was.
He did a lot of stuff. It was perfect, all kinds of music. I went to ride a bike and put my phones and listen to Zappa running. And I used to no, I still do. I draw.
That's the funny thing. I was just thinking as you said that I still don't get tired of it. I still, like I told you, I listened to Shake Your Booty start to finish, and I felt like a 15-year-old kid like driving down the road to I'm so cute. Like it was just I just love it. I don't know. I can't get enough.
Remember in the beginning, you told me I didn't cry. I cried. I cried. We were drinking beer, me and my friends, and the television just showed it again. What we didn't know, but I was 2 beers, I looked at the TV and I cried.
Good for you.
Because I was never be able to see him playing, I know a lot of people do, and that's great. I couldn't, And, and that day, I went to sleep and dreamed with him. But he was birdless.
Really?
Yeah.
Huh.
and dressed in white,
Whoa.
with some kids behind him.
Really?
And
Interesting.
he told me in 1993, look at this stereo. It's just a common stereo with K7 and radio. All my music is there. He was
The
telling
iPod,
me,
the iPod before it
Yeah.
existed.
he was telling me about the MP3, and I didn't understand the shit,
Oh,
you know. So I lost millions in this.
oh, that's amazing.
Life. And then, well, sad thing. So when Dweezil,
Well, you know what? When I said I didn't cry the day he died, I've shed many a tears and many emotional experiences since then. Not just on that day, I didn't for some reason, but he's brought me to tears specifically through performances of alumni and whatnot, and you know, and my own performances of playing his music has certainly brought me to tears. So I didn't mean to sound like I was a macho guy, because Frank has definitely brought me emotionally to my knees as far as, you know, his meaning to me. So just wanted to put that out there.
yeah,
I'm not a tough guy.
both.
Yeah, man. Yeah, man.
So all these aspects, you know, of Zappa.
So what are you doing now? So what are you doing now, brother? So what's going on? You're in Sao Paolo. There's some kind of pandemic going on, right? Some bullshit.
Yeah.
How you doing?
Fine. The life didn't change too much.
Okay.
Work in my house, you know.
Yeah.
But the things is they slow down a little, you know. They're very, very slow. So
no live music, obviously.
what?
No live music, right? You can't go out and see any live music.
No live music, but it's hard for the kids, you know.
Yeah.
I don't know. My son has 12.
I have a 16-year-old girl. Yeah, it's tough. Yeah, yeah.
Very tough, you know, for them.
Mm-hmm.
And we're just hanging on. Yeah.
Keep on keeping on. So are you any new drawings? Have you been doing any new Dweezil drawings or any new Frank drawings? Other than what we see behind you, is there anything in the works? Anything?
No, this is old stuff.
I think you need to draw a Flo and Eddie. You need a Flo and Eddie Zappa drawing, or George Duke and Ainsley, and oh, come on, man.
We could think about, you know.
My mind and your ink in your hands.
Let's put in your animation then. Okay.
Yeah, that'd be great. That'd be great.
So I have my Instagram. Sometimes I put new stuff there. A lot of people from I can't complain because I'm doing a lot of overseas stuff, you know.
Good.
People from Virginia call me. People from Saint Denis. It's an island from France.
That's the great thing. It's equal playing field now. You know, we're talking like you're literally next door to me right now, and you're, you know, thousands of miles away in a different country. It's great. Yeah.
Among other stuff, I'm selling virtual events, virtual shows, virtual meetings. Do you remember Second Life, that game?
Mm-hmm. I do, yeah.
You have your avatar, so you can go to a fair, for example, with your avatar, and you buy and you talk to the salesman for WhatsApp or Messenger, and you go to any place and do this.
The new frontier. The new frontier. We can't leave. That's the safe way now, right? It's all these things are becoming reality now. Virtual reality.
Yeah, it's a thing that just dated to be continued, to be perfected. I don't know. I forgot the word. No.
Yeah, no, you're right. Perfect. Yeah.
So for me, just say, all Zappa work, it's a double prize, you know, because it's my heart in there, you know. When I draw the Muffin Man in the poster, in a little detail. I draw the movement. I know that people who listen to the music will know what I'm talking. You
Of
know,
course, of course.
the cosmic debris,
Hmm.
uh, the pizza, the UFOs. You know,
Yeah.
that's great for me. That I, I don't know if you can see
And Frank, we trust. Yes, Ben.
the brain police. You know,
Yeah.
it's not fun to me. I know what I'm doing, and I know the fans will know also. And that's it was the great experience in my career. You know,
Well, and it's still
because
going. It's still going, right? Obviously.
still going.
Yeah,
Yeah.
man. Oh, that's so awesome. That's so awesome. So your top 3 Zappa albums.
I told you the first one.
Well, you said the first one you got into is Overnight Sensation.
Overnight,
Is
yeah,
that
yeah.
still your favorite or not? It could change. Just like Apostrophe is not my favorite, even though that's the one that first got me into him. Right? Justin the Band from LA is my favorite now. And I'd say my second favorite is probably the Roxy and Elsewhere.
Roxy Nelson.
Oh, fucking love that album. Oh my God.
Uh,
The drums on that album are just stupendous.
let me see. It's very difficult.
You can give 5 if you got it. What comes out of your heart?
King Kong from Jean-Luc Ponty.
Oh, nice. I love it. Love it.
But it's not a Zappa album. Yeah.
Right. It's a song. Yeah.
I love Zutalurs. I love You Are What You Wish.
That's one of my favorites too. That's one of my favorites from that period for sure.
Yeah.
I feel like Zappa was matured at that point. Like I felt like he had all his tools from Chic Your Booty up until You Are What You Is. Like finally he had Steve Vai, he had Ike, he had like everything and all coalesced in that fucking amazing album. I love You Are What You Is.
It's I don't know how to say to you the third album.
The third We're Only In It For The Money? This one?
I like Bongo Fury.
Bongo Fury, that's a good, yeah, of course. Captain
Oh,
Bieber.
this one, We're On For The Money.
Ooh,
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's a good one
We're On
too.
For The Money.
That's a really good one too.
A third one.
A lot of good political messages in that one.
Let me ask you something.
Mm-hmm.
Is there any record you can listen, you don't understand, you don't like it?
Say that again?
Is that any record, any album you don't like it, you don't get it, or you can't listen?
That's funny. There are definitely songs for certain. There's more songs than albums. I can't think of an album that I can specifically rejected. But there are songs that you know, even in Chic Your Booty, there's a few songs I skip over. But you know, so I'm not a purist. What's that?
Envelopes.
No, Envelopes is great. I love Envelopes.
Okay.
What about you? What about you? Is there anything you don't like? Anything you're adverse to? It didn't sound like you like the flow.
I love Just From Hell. People don't like. I love it.
Yeah.
Because I used to, when I was listening to Zappa, to have a program in my computer called Voyetra Digital MIDI.
Mm-hmm.
You used to draw with the mouse dots in the that's music. So I used to try to transcribe Zappa's music into that.
Wow.
I began to transcribe until the middle of the song. What's the name of the for Calvin and the next Hitchhikers? Is that?
I don't know.
Wrong Bazoo.
Oh, yeah, I'm drawing a blank. I don't know.
It's so I don't know. Where is it? Or is it Pritus or Ritus or Ridus? Is that?
That's on there. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's on. Yeah. Grand Wazoo.
Yeah, I used to try to transcribe these songs.
That's
Man,
pretty funny. That's pretty
I
funny.
was very deep into the music, you know.
Yeah, yeah. That's awesome, man.
You asked about the album. I didn't get it. Finfish.
Thingfish is a tough one. Thingfish is a tough one. That's a tough one.
2 years ago, I went and listened every day. Now it's one of my favorites.
Yeah, there's a definite message in Thingfish. Ike was stupendous in it. It's interesting now to listen to it, right? Not politically correct. Like, could you imagine if Thingfish was released today?
Yeah,
People would go nuts, right?
imagine if Madalena was released today. Oh my God!
You're right. That's another big one. And you know what? I love that song. I love Magdalena. And I don't care.
The song.
And I love pancakes and I love maple syrup, you know? So, and I love Frank Zappa. Oh, man. Dude, this has been so much fun talking to you, Ramon. This has been a blast, man. I'm really glad that I could celebrate Frank today. You know, it's a death day, right? It's a death day, but I celebrate Frank every day, and I celebrate him a little more today. You know, and his birthday's coming up, right? So on his birthday, check this out. I got Jerry Fialka, who worked at Barking Pumpkin for 9 years.
Yeah, you told me.
Yeah, he's coming on. He interviewed me on my show, and now I'm going to interview him on Frank's birthday.
Yeah,
psyched.
great.
So psyched for that. And I got Mike Keneally coming on Monday. Oh, it's going to be sweet. I got Andy Kahn from the Turtles. Well, I'm going to get my Flo and Eddie stories in. So much good Zappa stuff coming on, and I want to keep in touch with you, and I want to find out how I can get some of your art on my wall. Somehow, we got to figure this out, man. Maybe get some of your animation on my show. Oh, dude, I'm in love with your art. I think you're a genius. I want to spread the word.
Not genius.
Well,
I just have the necessary discipline. That's the secret word.
You
discipline.
call it what you want. Discipline. Nah, bullshit. You're a genius.
To learn an art, you know, and to live from this art. But in a lot of lucky. I'm just the luckiest guy in the world. Because
you can't, but discipline and luck don't necessarily. You got to have that's right. Discipline, luck, and then opportunity. Boom, and then you get where you're at. And
that's lucky.
God, look at those pictures behind you. It's stunning. So I really appreciate you coming on Dooner's World. I want to have you back on. We definitely got to stay in touch, man. I love you, brother.
Yeah, we will.
Yeah? I hope you have a great weekend. Stay safe. Wear your masks. Stay away from motherfuckers.
Sure.
You know, and but try to be happy and find some joy and listen to Frank, because that's what I'll be doing.
Take care of yourself. Thank you very much. And we see.
Peace, love, and Frank Zappa.